welcome back. So we are going to deal with incidental learning, intentional learning and paired associate learning. Very important concepts for your TET, DSC, CTET, all kinds of competitive exams related to B.Ed. So let us dive into the topic. First one is incidental learning. So incidental learning is that learning which takes place without deliberate planning, conscious efforts and predetermined objectives. That means it takes place unconsciously without the knowledge of the learner. So what are the characteristics? This kind of learning, it is unplanned and spontaneous. It occurs unconsciously. It is based on observation and participation. It is connected with daily life experiences and then it produces a long lasting impression. This is very important. So it occurs without our knowledge, but it stays lifelong. Example, learning manners from parents. This nobody teaches us. Nobody will make a student sit and nobody will teach it. The student or the child will see his parents and learn it automatically and these manners will stay lifelong. Okay, acquiring vocabulary through daily life conversations, learning social customs and traditions and developing environmental awareness through observation. What is its educational importance? It develops creativity and curiosity. It promotes lifelong learning and it develops social and emotional skills. And it makes learning natural and enjoyable. On contrary, what is intentional learning? It is a deliberate and conscious process. Okay, that means it has a particular structure, it has a system. Okay, what are its characteristics? It is planned and purposeful. Okay, it is goal oriented. It requires motivation and effort. Okay, somebody should motivate the learner, somebody should provide that external push. It involves systematic instruction. It depends upon practice and evaluation. The more you practice, the more you will be able to retain the knowledge. If you don't practice, you will simply forget it. Okay, what are the examples? Studying for TET or DSC, preparing assignments, learning computer skills, and memorizing scientific concepts. These are not long lasting. They can only be long lasting if you pair it with incidental learning, and they can only be long lasting with practice. Okay, they have a particular system and they require a lot of motivation. These are the differences between incidental and intentional learning you can go through. Then, how to promote incidental learning? Intentional learning need not be promoted specially because it already has a particular system. It already involves a lot of motivation. So, no special uh, motivation is not required. Whereas incidental learning needs special techniques and special ways to promote, and it needs to be promoted because it is a learning which comes throughout your life. So what are its certain strategies to promote incidental learning? Activity based learning like projects, role play and practical activities, group discussions and cooperative learning, educational excursions and field trips. For example, if a child watches a movie, he will remember the story of the movie throughout his life. But when he's asked to read something from a book, he will not remember. He will forget. Maybe that particular time, that particular moment, he will remember it. But after certain time, he will forget it. Okay. So in the same way, if you take a person to excursion or field trips and show it practically, or if you make a person do an experiment practically, he will remember it because he is doing it. He is involved in it. He will remember it lifelong. Then storytelling, classroom conversations, then creating a rich learning environment, then encouraging observation since it is a natural phenomena. Okay. Then integrating real life experiences. Then you have to promote curiosity and inquiry. Inquiry is questioning. Okay. So what is what is the educational significance? It develops creativity and imagination skills. It encourages lifelong learning and it strengthens social relationships, improves communication skills. It enhances critical thinking ability, and finally it will make the learning meaningful and enjoyable. Okay, what is the role of teacher? Teacher should act as a facilitator only rather than an instructor. That means the main person in the learning process should be student, not the teacher. Teacher should just create an environment for the student to learn. That's it. Teacher should provide opportunities for exploration. It should encourage interaction and collaboration. Create a fear-free classroom. Only when the classroom is free from any kind of fears, then the student can express himself freely. And learning should be connected with real life experiences. Then the last one, the next important topic is paired associate learning. What is paired associate learning? It is a method of verbal learning. That means learning through words. Okay. It is a verbal learning in which the learner will establish connection between the two related items. Okay. One item, he will connect it with one item. He will connect it with some known item. Okay, so that the presentation of one item is automatically evokes the recall of the other. That means he will connect one known item, we will connect one unknown item with something that he is already knowing. So that what this will facilitate? This will facilitating easy recalling of the other. Okay, when he connects a known to unknown, he can recall the unknown aspect very easily. That is paired associate learning. That is, he's pairing known and unknown. Okay, so what is the definition of paired associate learning? It refers to the learning in which two items are associated in such a manner that one item serves as a stimulus and other is a response. So based on the one item is a stimulus, that means a force. Another item is a response. Based on the known item, he can recall the unknown item. Okay, that means the known item is a stimulus, unknown item is a response. Okay, so it is a stimulus response kind of a learning. What are some of the examples here? You can see the examples. Country, capital. So if he recalls the country name, he will be able to recollect the capital name. So country is the stimulus, country is the stimulus. Country will become your stimulus, capital will become your response. Okay, very simple. Then word and the meaning. If he is able to remember the word, he will be able to recall the meaning. Question, answer. So based on the question will be your stimulus, answer will be the response. Okay, then chemical formula, compound name, then date and historical event. Okay, whichever is easy he will remember, and based on that will act as a stimulus, and he will be able to recall the other pair. Okay, so all these are pairs: country, capital, word, meaning, question, answer, chemical formula, compound name, date and historical event. Okay, then what are the characteristics? It is based on association formation. Okay, that means learning depends upon establishing meaningful relationships. Okay, see, country, capital, easily person can establish relationship between both of them. Now, question, answer. Okay, then it requires repetition. Repeated exposure strengthen memory traces. That means if in order for a person to learn countries and capitals, he needs practice. Repetition is required, otherwise he will forget it. It facilitates long-term retention. Okay, when he associates some unknown with a known, then he will be able to remember the unknown very easily. It involves active participation. Then it supports language development. So what are its educational importance? It improves the memory. It facilitates language learning. It enhances conceptual understanding. It assists in competitive exams preparation. So for competitive exam preparation also, in order for you have to remember a large data. So for you to remember the large data, if you associate the unknown with the known, you can remember it easily and answer your exams. And it strengthens associative thinking abilities. I hope this video helped you all. Please like, share and subscribe the video.